Hey y'all, I'm Cheraw Tony. Today the road brings us to Falls Mill near Winchester, Tennessee. Falls Mill is home to one of the largest water wheels still in use in the United States. Falls Mill started in 1873 primarily to spin yarn to make clothing. Since then, a lot of other things has been done here. Also, it is a grist mill. And we will take a look around today and learn about some of the history. And you get to come with us. And we'll get started right after this station identification. Well, we are inside Falls Mill, and as you can see, these wheels that are turning, they're all powered by a water wheel. Falls Mill was originally started in 1873 as a textile mill. You can see these little areas right here. Okay, that would have been a grease cup. Now, you've heard the term grease monkey. Well, they would hire young kids, boys, to crawl up into the rafters of a lot of these mills to keep these gears greased so everything could continue turning smoothly. In the beginning, this place spun wool to make clothing. Afterward, it became a sawmill. And it wasn't until around the early 1900s this thing was converted over to a grist mill. This is the elevator. Let's see right here, this is the grain elevator. The grain would have been on the bottom floor under us, and it would be used, these little cups would power it overhead. We'll look at that in a minute. This is the main shaft, and the water wheel is down below. Water comes through the trough and goes through this gate that can be raised and lowered right here. This is the largest water wheel in continuous use in the United States. This water wheel provides operating power for all the machinery in the mill. The first two wheels used here were wooden, built by a local craftsman. This present wheel was manufactured by the Fritz Water Wheel Company in Hanover, Pennsylvania. It was shipped here in segments by train and assembled and placed in service in 1906. Water is diverted from a 1871 stone dam upstream to power the wheel. The water travels through a mill race to the top of the wheel, where the speed and power are controlled by a simple wooden gate. The wheel can develop about 32 brake horsepower at full gait under load while turning 3 revolutions per minute. Gearing pulleys and a flat belt step up the speed to the inside line shaft. This historic water wheel is one of the oldest and largest still operating in the United States. Some of the old textile machinery. This is a 1866. This is a 1866 wool carding machine. And they still will occasionally card wool here. We're now on the second floor of Falls Mill. It's basically a museum. This is the spinning and weaving portion. See those belts that come to the second floor will power these looms. That's where they take the twine or the yarn, and these looms will make cloth. And here's a sample right there. A player piano. It's a one-man band. I bet that song's not copywritten. There's a knitting machine. A lot of old textile machinery up here. These belts. There's a lot going on in this mill. The carding machine, where they would take the wool and it would go through the cards, and of course the belt would turn around, and in the end would come out over here as strands like this. This is a knitting machine, still all controlled by the water wheel. Type of machine like this would have been primarily used for knitting socks. Well, this is where they carded, and on the very top floor, the attic floor or third floor, is where the spinning took place. And this is the spinning room. All of the yarn will be spun into thread to be made into cloth here. You see the belt coming from below, turning the very last shaft, then it turns that shaft over there, and that is what would power the looms. These ceiling fans, I just about missed those. All these ceiling fans are turned by belts, all by the water wheel down below. And this is the race. It has water in it that goes around to power the water wheel, and it comes from the creek up the hill where it runs underground right here, but here's the creek coming from that way. That's where the overflow water goes. When they had the gate shut down, in order to slow the wheel down, that water has to go somewhere, because it don't stop. It goes around and is diverted down into the creek. Also, if you are so inclined to visit Falls Mill, they have a Airbnb here, Rocky Springs Stagecoach Inn. This stagecoach house was actually built on another location and moved here, but you can actually stay here. And if you do, look at this view. This is the dam in the Upper Falls. So from the Upper Falls, which is higher than the mill, the water is diverted through a series of trenches and then through a rut race, and it comes through the woods there, runs underground where I'm standing, comes out over there, and you can barely make it down through those woods there, and travels under the parking lot to the side of the mill where it runs around the mill and it turns the water wheel. Is that a view or what? Well, I hope you have enjoyed our visit to Falls Mill near Winchester, Tennessee. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a big old thumbs up. Be sure to share this video with your family and friends. But until next time, y'all have a good day.